Welcome back, my dear friends. Welcome back to ever so amazing, sexy Age of Wonders Planetfall, made by ever so amazing Triumph Studios, one of my favorite studios of all time. And they are still alive and kicking, which is the very most important thing, and hopefully there are gonna be a lot of expansion packs, alike for Age of Wonders 3. That did an amazing job on that game and made it even better. So we're continuing on as Lysander, Gryphonheart of the Gryphonheart Dynasty. At the moment we have some notifications to deal with, some new news. First and foremost, one more important and completely new thing. We have at our gates Jonathan Vegas, and he wants to join us. He is a Vanguard, he is a level 1, he has fiery fists. We can recruit him, we can request for another hero or examine this hero. He is a Celestian hero, that means he adheres to a different way of thinking, different technology, different way of thinking, if you will. And of course he is enlightened. This unit is enlightened according to Celestian ways. It has 200 happiness and deals 20% extra damage against units with soul burn. What are those units with soul burn? We are yet to find out exactly, but by his information they have soul burn, so there is that. He has Inferno Strike, 60 health points, 3 armor and 1 shield. He would be the very first unit with a shield. Assault Dash. Also, and a very interesting thing, if we choose him, it's a Lightbringer jumps towards target ground hex and lets a heavily dealing damage adjacent to units and gaining additional shield for 2 turns. Amazing. Amazing indeed. He has a resistance to stagger. He is a hero, he is a Vanguard. I will actually choose him, because he would be the first to join the ever so expanding Gryphonheart dynasty. A new dynasty, by the way. Well, not like the old dynasty that is now pretty much gone. If the Star Union is gone, the King Gryphonheart, Lysander, really his title is meaningless at this point. But people will consider him king because most come from the same system that he ruled. And of course from the planet Paladra. So, we will recruit this hero for 100 energy. Excellent, a new hero joins the cause. What can we do with him? Well, without the army, he will be useless, to be honest, and he is only level 1. He will join Lieutenant Jiang. To be honest, that would be the most perfect thing to do. Lieutenant Jiang is kind of lonely at the moment. She only has the Pug, Tier 2 unit, and 1 Owl. I think it's a perfect thing. Now, the next thing, a little bit of an issue in communication with the High Command within Paladra. We have not noticed that pirates were right in front of us here. That was utilizing a wrong scout to scout and report to us certain things. Honestly, I don't know who chose for a worker bee to be our scout and to be of any kind of useful to us in any kind of a way. I truly have no idea. But at the moment we succeeded in finally locating the pirate party. And they are right there. Paragon faction wants us to deal with it. The Lysander, King Lysander, had a communication with one of their leaders, and of course we had an agreement that if we wipe out these implant snatchers, they would be more welcoming towards us. And at the moment we seem the Paragon faction controls few cities, not towns, cities. As we have seen at Pt.6, the recreational and joyous world is pretty much destroyed, abandoned by other vanguards maybe. Well, but not really. We thought that at the very start there will be no vanguards except what we found from the Paragon faction. But there is another faction, a Vanguard faction, under the control of a brother of Lieutenant Jiang, sorry. I'm killing the name. I'm sorry, I am killing the name. into the diplomacy screen to actually see. Hui Jiang. Hui Jiang, there you go. Again, a brother of Lieutenant Jiang. Under, of course, the Gryphonheart. At the moment, we had a normal standing with him. Great opinion. Did complimented Lysander. Lysander return. Same to Jiang. But we do have a quest from Lieutenant Jiang to find a pendant. A pendant that might make us less hostile with Jiang of the other Vanguard faction. And that same pendant is where the pirates are. These, sorry, not the pirates. Why am I calling them pirates? They have no boats, sorry about that. Implant snatchers. And from what little information we have, they tend to be some type of Paragonish, very disgusting and disturbingly cyborg units with some type of insect under the name of Kirko, alongside more of these very, very disturbing cyborgs. So we shall find out what the hell is going on there.
If you want to...
But we have seen this in a previous video, that what we have researched in society research. So the orders required, of course, we are getting the report that the B wants to move. And we shall do that, go completely south. Avoid the heavy terrain. Even though you are a flying unit, it will take 8 movement points compared to the 6 movement points if you go across the barren terrain like this. So let's go down. Explore as much as possible. Excellent. So we have the Emerald Elysium port here. We got information from little camera the little insect has there. We can see a troop near derelict power plant. We shall find out soon enough what they are. One of our owls reporting that it would be better for us to go for Pheasant Dunes or Donkey Dunes. Which one really is, it's up to us. So the command says go for the blinking stuff. If anything that has any type of... Okay, the blinking stuff, the owl reports, is a huge marauding... whatever these things are. A quartzite, scans tell us, called Bashers and Liquid Flames. Okay, we will not engage them. They seem not hostile whatsoever. Get down here. Avoid them. Do not engage. We can see again Orbital Defense Uplink and Paragon Repair Station. There is the Defense Uplink. Interesting. Again, more of the bugs. With mixed wits on Liquid Flames, it would seem they are not fighting each other, so no fighting between the Hopper Hounds and these quartzite bugs. Interesting. Also, Molten Earth Arsenal has been found. We can take the heat. We walk through fire together. Only those that pass through fire understand its proper application. Nox Magiski Fireman. Okay, a little bit far away from our own starting position, we have no use for it. Orders required, of course. Join in with Lieutenant Jiang. We're gonna go for the those implant stealers, so we'll deal with them in the next turn, hopefully. And of course, the Savage Wall, we are building additional sector for us and taking it in the name of the Gryphonheart dynasty. Society research. So we have went with the area surveillance in the operations. In the economy, went with frontier facilities, and in doctrine, frontier policies. We can move on to tier 3, avoiding the tier 2 completely. But let's see what the tier 2 actually gives us. In tier 2, in terms of production and energy, it's really like what do we really want to focus on? at the very start, I guess. I don't know what it would like. What would Lysander say? You know what Lysander would say? I have no clue. It's your job to think for this. So we shall think for him about what really suffice. Let's see the options. Production development of number 1. Production sector level, Military Engineering Guild, and Civil Engineering Guild. Let's see what it does. Military Engineering Guild. Focusing your industry on military engineering allows for quicker build times for military assets. At higher levels, units are built so well that their defenses are improved. Level 1 gives us -10 production costs for core, skirmisher, and specialist units, including mods. Interesting. Beyond level 3, so beyond level 2, we get level 3, which is 20% production costs for core, skirmisher, and specialist units, including mods. Skirmisher and special units produced in the colony have additional armor. Beautiful. And it just moves on and gives a little bit more armor down the line. On a Civil Engineering Guild, dedicating industrial capacity to civil engineering projects allows for quicker build times. At higher levels, kinetic generators can be built into existing constructions, during a small passive production bonus. This is not a bad thing, to be honest. So on level 1, -10% production cost for colony structures. On level 3, 20%. The colony gains +2 production for each structure in the colony center. Interesting. And from energy, I'm guessing it's going to be quite the same. Energy cost for units including mods. It's basically similar to the production development of just regular production. For the units and all that, less for this, less energy cost or less production cost. For food, food is interesting thing, it would seem. We get the bioengineering food plantation and agriculture expert center. At level 1, -10% food needed to gain a new colonist. Oh, this is definitely the thing I'm gonna go with. And on agricultural expert center, level 1, food sharing tax reduced to 30% in this colony. Interesting. Oh, I like it. I like it very much. What's the next thing? We have the research development. -10% additional research income for society research in this colony. Again, all of them are pretty much valuable. And this is for military innovation. Okay. We have the cover infiltration, and operation effectiveness. Let's see, Energy Siphon. Collect 50% of target's player's total energy income over a fixed number of turns. The energy will transfer to us once the operation has run for 5 turns. Okay, of course, these are the operations, the ones that we can actually utilize on the strategic map. That is not, well, on the overworld map, I think. So again, these are the buffs for our colonies. Fabricate Cassa's Belli. Use stolen data and forgery to fabricate a Cassa's Belli, justifying a war against this player. Only one Fabricate Cassa's Belli may be active on a player at once. On failure, a minor Cassa's Belli will still be applied. Interesting, more like a diplomatical approach to certain things. Operational effectiveness. Let's see what they give us. Operational support gained 2 strategic operation points and 2 additional tactical operation points. Valuable. Operational prowess gained 2 operational strength and 2 operational defense. Interesting. And doctrine development gained +1 doctrine slot, increasing the number of doctrines that can be activated. I would like that. I would actually like this also. It's 5 turns, so it's the food or the doctrines. Let's see the doctrines, exactly what we have in terms of the doctrines themselves. Doctrines. Yes, at the moment you can only have 1 active. And we have the Frontier Survival. I would like more doctrine slots. They are going to be very valuable. They're going to be very valuable. Alongside with strategical, doctrine ones would be valuable. Again, these operations will influence how you govern your empire. They can be activated by using strategic operation points and the energy. Once activated, they automatically provide their benefits to your empire until switched off. Very, very interesting. There are many choices. There are many choices. But I will go for first operation effectiveness. At the moment, the colony is fine. We have a lot of citizens, colonists, if you will, within Paledra. So I'm okay with that. Go operation effectiveness. Research, please. Thank you. That's 5 turns. Again, we have 8 colonists. That's a lot, my dear friends. That's a lot. And you can see, because of the 8, 2 on each thing. On food, energy, production, and research. We can increase on that which we really need the most, to be honest. If we go on a production additional 1, we could go, for instance, for faster production of units, structures, and such. At the moment, we are getting energy. But the biggest problem is, we have -4 happiness. An event will happen if we do not secure this happiness, well, unhappiness into a happiness. We're gonna go with the recreational dome. This is what we went with the research. The colony gains 2 happiness slots and 4 happiness income. Produce that, please. We can go after that for something else, if needed, and I would believe we are needed, really. At the moment, I'm going to allow to expand myself without the need of the colonizer. Because honestly, if I'm going to colonize something, I would actually go for the millions if it's not occupied by anyone. And that would be like a new base there. Kinda in between us and Jiang Vanguard faction. Or get more soldiers. It's not a bad thing, also getting more soldiers. But if we want to get sustained troopers with the nanites, that will cost us additional 5 cosmite. We need an army. We need to finish a few quests. We need to wrap up a few quests, I would believe, at least. I think that will be the smartest thing. For now, we go for those implant snatchers. We'll see after this what will go next. Take our time. We are in no hurry at the moment. No wars have been initiated by anyone. We are just explorers at this point. So let's do some exploring. Hoi Jiang moving in. We again turn 11 since Planetfall. Paledra has unexploited sector. Now that we have expanded into the Savage Wall, we have other things to go with. What are we interested in is the real question. Savage Wall has again 2 energy and 2 production there, so I'm guessing if I go with the production, again I'm guessing, we might gain more production from that. Let's upgrade. Production. Produce that. Thank you. More production for us, better. Next thing on the table, my friends, on the table. Let's see, ops ready for prime.
Operations available for priming.
We can deploy a monitor if we so will it. We can native threat locator to find targets that might interfere with our job and go into our territory as we expand. At the moment, I think we have no need for any of them. Maybe here position. But again, I do not suspect anyone coming from the Vanishing Sea. From all the things that the owl picked up, we only noticed here. Possible nest, not possible, a definitive nest of hopper hounds that needs to be eliminated. They might move in towards one of our sectors, and that would be a bad thing. A very, very bad thing. Unknown Commander has completed Emissary as Pioneer. Do 2 quests for NPC faction. Hu Jiang completed this task as a Pioneer around 10. So they have taken this, sadly. The Emissary. Well, that's fine. He gained the Pioneer and he gained the reward also for that. Influence. From quests and more influence. How sad for us. We get it. Good job, Guajang. Again, going for more of the influence. Not bad. I like that in anyone. They're just more like going with, instead of just passionately killing people, he is going for more of an influence than anything else. Okay, lots of red stuff. Okay. Paragon faction, main city, dwelling of Persalis Acta. That's definitely, yes, that's the Paragon NPC main city. And we have the trail of the venturing star has twice crossed the horizon of Leaf 6. The constellations of Mora foretell an eventful day, and Lysander Gryphonheart has come to the Paragon to talk about our future. That is why you are here, isn't it? Let's discuss trade. Let's see how the trade really works. So, peaceful and friendship, this is what we gain if we tend to trade. We can get some soldiers, guards, reactive shielding, interesting, a unit mod, and if we are in a friendship, we gain these things. At the moment we are in neither. But it's fine. It is fine because if we do well, which Lysander demands, we will have peace. Lysander, move in. Our new commander moves in. Jonathan, Vegas. Wait it out. In the next turn we will be able to do something. Owl, tell me what you see. Well, continuing on from the previous point, observe everything. We have interesting thing. Owl is reporting we have, what are you? A crashed research ship. A pickup. When collecting you will gain information that speeds up research. I like that. Sina of House Timur. My, look what we got here. More volunteers to serve the glorious cause of House Timur. I was starting to think that this whole expedition may have been a waste of our resources. House Timur. Isn't that the kind of pretentious name the Syndicate would give to their criminal organizations? You're the ones from the ship we encountered at the spatial rift, aren't you? I was supposed to find an entire Vanguard squad at this location. Tell me, what have you done to them, and I may spare you and your Outlander friends? Oh, you are a feisty one, and so adorably clueless. I almost think I should keep you. Don't worry about your friends, darling. We took them into our care. You should have seen them before. They were all so awfully malnourished. Took them into your care. Turned them into slaves, you mean? The Kirko were only a small part of the living property we found as we inspected the Syndicate. But then I had to obey the law and accept whatever the ones responsible could buy themselves out of their punishment. But the situation has changed. I suggest you leave the planet immediately, without your volunteers. I am sorry, darling, but the property of House Timur is non-negotiable. However, I may be convinced to refrain from further acquisition if I am compensated for the losses caused to me by such withdrawal. I have a list of supplementary items that could be manufactured in your colonies. Provide me with enough of them and I shall reconsider a request. What should I do? I want Sina off the planet, but do we want another full-scale war? Meeting her demand seems risky since she may be stalling until backups arrive. The only thing I can say for sure is that whichever option I choose, dealing with her is not going to be an easy task.
Objective completed.
We have found the alien ship. Exploration. Ship found. Vanguard Gunship. And more of research. We shall take this reward. The remains of this research ship contain intact data pads. Unfortunately, they don't reveal any information about the vessel's mission and crew or the events that led it to its crash landing. We'll take some research from that. Cooperate with Sina. Empire building. Provide Sina with a list of supplementary goods that you can build in your colonies. You can find any available quest production options in the structure production panel of the colony center. Goods for House Timur, 500 production goods. All colonies can contribute with their production to this project. We shall decline. I don't think that scummy operations of such an organization will be in high demand for our dynasty. And of course the Gryphonhearts are not willing to deal with outlaws like those, and they have to pay the price, and they shall pay the price. It's not about the war, but it is about some other things. Morality, above all else, in the world without morals anymore, is much higher thing than money, or especially running away from the objective of keeping peace for Star Union that fell apart. After all, that is the duty of one of its guardians, especially a big dynasty like Gryphonheart. We have a new unit due to finding that spaceship, a tier 2 Vanguard Gunship. A beautiful looking unit. Aircraft gun, a buster missiles, psionic resistance, stagger resistance. Crash down. When destroyed, this unit will crash to the ground on nearby hex, damaging anything on that hex. I like that. Evasive maneuvers commander. This unit becomes 5% harder to hit for each hex it moved during its last turn. Farsight. The unit has +1 vision range. It's a flying unit. The unit is flying and is 10% harder to hit with most weapons. It's a heavy unit. A heavier, strong unit. Heavy units cannot be staggered by high impact attack. This is an important thing. And do not turn to face their attacker when flanked. It's a mechanical and it's a skirmisher. Beautiful. The refugees couldn't communicate with air support. We just fled. And they flew in formation. 8 Vanguard gunships. They drew fire from our flying pursuers. The Vanguard built these gunships to repel hostile flyers. I thought I had a clear shot until I ran into a line of hostiles blocking our retreat. The gunships mowed down the lines easily. The fools didn't realize that Vanguard Gunship specializes in strafing fools in long lines too. If I ever get a chance, I'd buy those pilots a drink. Mach Regnib, observe and officiate. RV770X, Nectar Run, the price of power. Engineering Corps.
Before me were the brightest minds of my generation. They were destined to change the world. All I could think was, finally, kindred souls, nerds. Rachel Mannix, IT Training Corps.
And finally we get one very interesting unit, engineers, my dear friends. Engineers, no less. They are my favorites because they look nice, like look cool, and they can just make things happen. And next thing I would go from the military standpoint is more modules, or should I say more add-ons for my units. We have a lot of those to choose. We have Echo Walker, interesting, a skirmisher. If we go for Void Tech specialization, but we have the laser, the firearms, and the Vanguard stuff and all that. But what shall we go with? It's 4 turns only. Void blades, hero equipment. Ooh, interesting. Laser, heavy lasers. This unit laser weapon have 8 strength chance to set targets on fire, causing burning for 3 turns. Additionally, this mod grants the unit 10% increased damage on all abilities. Holy shit! Laser strike. Call in a laser strike at target that deals 25 damage with massive impact, has a 8 strength chance to inflict burning. Okay, I will go for that, to be honest. Interlocking armor, more armor for our units, of course. And of course, a combat sensor. 20% harder to hit and gains detection. And additionally also add a little bit of armor with this. I will go with heavy laser application. I think that will be the smartest thing. Okay, boys and girls. Sorry. Boys and girls, let's move in one of our new units into the position. It might help us a little bit against these units. So we have Kirko frenzied units. We have reverse engineer over the assembly and the assembly inspector. Some new information from those. We gained that, again, the assembly, we have the syndicate on the loose that is, and of course Kirko faction. Certain Kirko units are also on leave 6, interesting enough. Orders required again from the owl. It can move a little bit more. Owl, where are you exactly on the map? Excellent, you are going directly for the syndicate. Watch your ass. I'm not really happy with them. Jiang is close to them. Could be that they're cooperating. I'm really worried about that, to be honest. But we'll see. Syndicate agent. Good day, Colonel. It has come to my attention that you are having some trouble with Sina of House Timur. I heard of her demands, and believe me, they won't be her last ones. I know a subtle and yet effective way to get her off the planet. I'm interested? Why are you so interested? Is the real question. That depends. First tell me who you are and why you should even want to help me. Then we can talk. I am a friend. A friend who has a certain interest in seeing Sina retreat from this planet. Anything to damage House Timur. I have incriminating information about Sina's past. Her ascension onto the throne of Timur wasn't all sunshine and roses. There are some people who tried to kill her if they learn how she acquired her current position. All you will need to do is to show her you have the proof of what happened, and she would be more cooperative. Yes, why not? And I suppose you can provide me with such a proof. I am listening. Yes, indeed I can. Meet me at these coordinates, and be sure to be less noisy. From what I've seen, stealth isn't your soldier's most distinguished quality. Meet with a rival house agent. An adventure. Go to the received coordinates to meet with the syndicate agent. Objectives. To the location, and the reward shall be 40 research. Okay, an adventure is an adventure. A message from the Paragon faction. Bulwark of civilization. The Imperial Guard is crumbling. The plebeians have given in to their savage nature. Help us maintain order within our last bulwark of civilization. Objectives. Autonom units slain. 10 turns. We shall help you as much as possible. For now you have been the most the most fine faction towards us. Except if we are going towards that location also. We are managing our forces as best as we could. Well, as best as we can, that is. Gunship over here. Let's do some damage. We have a battle. Some new units in these battles. It's gonna be amazing. Let's clean some crap. Entering combat. I do try also to make these videos to be less, but sadly they tend to be more. They're gonna last much more than expected, to be honest, but it's fine. It's definitely a beautiful game with many units, many interesting things, and I want to see how this expands. The storyline, the thing that I'm the most interested in is the storyline. I love the world of Atla made by Triumph Studios, so I want to see how all this develops. We have some Kirko units on the move. Wait, first and foremost, did we not have only one Kirko unit? Or was I have not noticed that before? I thought we only had like one Kirko. Hidden. Yes, we only saw frenzied. These guys are hidden and we have not noticed them. Oh boy. Interesting, interesting. I want to report upon these creatures of choice. They use Psy rifles, Commander. Okay, Shrouded Step. They teleport themselves, spreading a cloud of obscuring smoke in 1 hex radius. Holy crap. Psy rifle snapshot. Interesting. Long range psionic damage. Psionic bypasses all shield. Agile Overwatch. When this unit enters Overwatch, it is always continued to have a full action point regardless how many it actually has. Interesting. That is why we utilize, well, usually would like to have more action points. So full of 3, that's gonna be the Overwatch that does all 3 damage. Oh my god, interesting. Swarm Shield. Unit gains 2 shield when there is an adjacent friendly unit with a Swarm Shield. Universal Camouflage. This cannot be detected when standing on any hex. Holy crap. Interesting. Completely new stuff, people. Watch your asses. We have a lot of new enemy types. We have the Inspector of the Assembly. 25 health points, 1 defense, tier 1 unit. Arc resistant, all around awareness, a Farsight scavenge spare parts. The assembly restore themselves with the parts taken from fallen foes, healing them for 6 health points after each battle. They will not survive this, so that is nothing at the moment. Maintenance repair. The inspector is able to make small maintenance repairs on friendly cyborg and mechanical units, healing them for 20, and only once per battle it can be utilized. So the arc rod, 6 arc damage, 7 hexes. Is that like 7 hexes? Like, okay, I'm guessing it is like the range. The medium range arc weapon, affected by line of sight rules. Disgusting indeed. We also have this monstrosity, the engineer himself and the commander of this army. He has the arc blaster. 16 arc damage. Saw blade slash. A melee attack. High impact stagger units, reducing action points and cancelling defensive mode. 11 damage. But it has to be, of course, close to you. And, of course, bypasses all shields. Create a construct. Create a construct under the player's control on the target hex. Only affects ground targets. Can only be used once per battle. Interesting. Reassemble. Target a dead light cyber ground unit to bring it back to life with 50% of its max health point. Target a living cyber to heal it for 35. Cannot target self. Only affects ground target. Can only be once. But oh, holy crap! A lot of interesting stuff, my dear friends. We have here. A lot. Procure. This unit restores additional 12 hit points to all cyber and mechanical units in army after each battle. You will die, so we will not care. So those units, man. Some new types to fight. No more just bugs, but bugs with brains. Kirka, Frenzied. Rendering claws for 10 damage. Battle Vomit. Short range biochemical area effect damage. 10 bio damage thingy. Armor melt destroys 1 per hit. 1 armor per hit. Holy crap. Ignores line of sight penalties. Frenzy Swarm Shield, of course. Frenzy. Each successful attack of a unit with a Frenzy will increase melee damage by 10%. This buff lasts for 2 turns and can stack up to 3 times. We have to deal with these if they get close. Hopefully they will not, but we have one of our flying own units now. We have some new units at our disposal. We will be able to damage them completely. And then we have 2 armies joined with 3 heroes. Jonathan, you're a new guy, but a new guy doesn't mean you're gonna stand behind. You go first and forward. Your health pool is nice, 60. An additional 3 shield and 3 armor and 1 shield, sorry. Oh, they're going for the Lysander. We have to split them up as much as possible. At the moment, because you are what you are, a melee unit, you will have to get over here. At least have a defense, a possible defense. So we have to go into defensive mode. So if the enemy does attack, we'll have to retaliate. We could retaliate. Pugs. Little puggy. We have a massive gun, a minigun almost, on the top. That is, of course, not just a laser gun. Let's get you over here. You're gonna be wasting too many action points. That's not what we want. And he does not have an Overwatch. Okay, we will allow the enemy to move across the field towards us. We're gonna take defensive positions for now. It doesn't really matter again which way I turn. Defense will be applied if they shoot from the specific point. Go defense. Wait it out. Jiang, you have an APC with a massive cannon for damn sake. And up front we have first and foremost the Inspector. We have guns against that creature of choice. And some snipers on the open, not gonna be good for us. They're not gonna be good for us. But we could utilize tactical scanners. But we are still far away from the enemy, so tactical scanners might not be the thing. But again, it would be the thing. It would actually be the thing. They could move fast towards our line where the Lysander is. APC tactical scanners, more ways of actually shooting the bastards. And more accurate, that is. Okay, soldiers. First and foremost, take defensive posture right here. Over here, please. Into an overwatch immediately. Next, Vanguard troopers behind this vehicle. You'll have still for an overwatch, and you will lure the enemy fire probably. Doors are frenzied. They have to get close to do anything to you, so watch your asses. Well, your faces specifically. Assault bike. Honestly, with you, the only thing I really wish is to try and outmaneuver the enemy from the side. Full movement. Lysander. Again, you have the same ability from the side if possible. Again, you have no way of actually supporting your troops, any buffs or anything like that. We have operation charging of 1, but we have not one activated for the battle. You will get over in this location and fire from the side. We'll encompass the enemy. As much as possible, that is. Again, no overwatch, but you are on a side. Hopefully it's gonna do good. Watch out for the enemy snipers, though. You might be the main target again. You are a hero after all. Guards, troopers of the Lysander and Gryphonheart. Should I say of the Gryphonheart dynasty? This day is gonna be a unique one. This day we make contact with Paragon in a nice way. We get more diplomacy with them people. And that's exactly what we need, so do well. Kill these bastards. What shall I do with you? Well, cover anyone you can. To be honest, I have really no use for you at this point. Go completely left, that could be it. We have enough soldiers on the right. Yes, let's go completely left, waste all your action points. Let's get over here first. We'll have enough of action point for an overwatch, and that way at least we'll be able to do any damage on any possible movement from the enemy. Again, the enemy doesn't really have that many forces, but still. Gunship. Let's see what I can do with you. A power machine gun for air-to-air combat. And he is, of course, the Buster missiles. Launch a missile at target hex, dealing damage to everything in the area of effect. High impact demolisher. 200% additional damage to obstacles. Can destroy fortified obstacle. Interesting. Let's see. They do have a unit in air. But they have a sniper that might shoot at us. They do have a sniper that might shoot at us. Completely to the side. Turn towards the enemy, please. Thank you. Next unit. Of course, it is a Commander Jonathan Vegas. He is gonna be useless to us at the moment. He has to be very, very personal with his enemies. Let's move in and activate a targeting field on one of the enemy units. You see, we are getting... They are in the Overwatch. So we have to avoid the Overwatch as much as possible. Do you have an ability to activate on one of the sniper teams? Kirko sniper team. Excellent. Target for 2 turns. That means now they have targeted, which means 35% easier to hit. With an additional of the scanner thing from Lieutenant Jiang, this is gonna be perfect. End the turn and see the action on the move. The engineer thing is on the move, the assembly one. It created some kind of monstrosities, as we know they could. Frenzied, on the move. Excellent job, opening fire from both groups. Vomit, damages the shield, does some damage. Missed, Psy Rifle, snapshot. Okay, going for my owl. Raise. 3 shots.
Operations available.
All 3 did some damage on the owl. Nasty. But not the end. Not the end. Open fire. With everything you have. Long range. I could risk you, but to be honest. Also, these pylons could explode. Nice damage. I think the owl can also help you out in this. Full firepower. Minus 50% long range. But additional to the APC tactical scanners and air-to-air open fire. Have your revenge.
Enemy neutralized.
Good job, Owl. Good job. Let's see what the monstrosity created. Constructs. Holy Mother of God. Claw strike, self-destruct. Interesting. Definitely some types of monstrosities unseen before. Not by us, at least. Now, it would seem that we could destroy this obstacle. It's a flammable explosive. We could do some damage to it, and that way... and that way, my dear friends, we do some damage to the assembly units. Get close, Bug. Let's see you in action. Really, the thing is how much damage it's gonna do to the enemy. But let's see it. Not a complete destruction. Only 1. Really? Like only 1 damage? Holy crap, that was bad. That was bad. But if I go for the strike here... Oh boy, let's do it. The Commander Jonathan Vegas, up there, right into the face of the enemy. Okay, interesting things are gonna happen. Interesting things indeed are gonna happen. Here. Claw strike against him could do massive damage, additional with the reverse engineer. Bad Pug. I was honestly expecting this to explode heavily. Like immediately even. My bad. Bad stuff happening right there. But it's okay. It's okay. Let's help out our commander, our new commander. As much as possible, of course. Lieutenant Jiang, move in with the APC. Do some side shots.
Enemy killed.
Excellent job, Lieutenant Jiang. I think our friend is gonna be happy with that. But of course, with that leaping attack from Jonathan Vegas, he gains additional shields. So again, this is gonna be... But remember, melee actually breaks the shields completely, avoids them. So again, we'll see how that's gonna really work. The assault shields... Again, melee kinda screws you over when it comes to these shields. Now let's see what we're gonna do on the right side. We have the Frenzied Kirko and Hidden Kirko with sniper rifles, all ready to start bashing our heads and wiping our heads with some nice shots from the side. Honestly, if I could get, like from this, they're not too far away. Assault bike. To the side, please. Side shot. Flanked. Excellent. Flank, not flanked. Go. Excellent job. Now they have turned, so that means Lysander could actually do a damage from the side. Do a flanking attack. And wiping out the enemy completely. But that's not what we're gonna be doing. Get here, Lysander. Wide laser array. Initiate.
Enemy neutralized.
Good job, Lysander. Some damage and wiping out of one unit. Now have no obstacles of any kind. Open fire. Not the greatest damage, sadly. Not the greatest damage. Long range could possibly kill.
Enemy down.
Good job, troopers. Good mother-humping job. Clean up 2 targets. 1 target remaining. The assembly engineer. They actually kind of remind me also of Strogg from Quake series. Actually, they remind me completely of the Strogg. Everybody done? Really, no more movement of any type, to be honest. Well, with these guys. But this is the end turn. Let's see what's gonna happen. Okay, Jonathan attacks. Does some damage. Going for the poor... poor owl. Jonathan, do you want to do complete destruction of this monstrosity? One health point, Jonathan. You were close enough to wipe out the bastard. I think the pug will take this shot.
Enemy eliminated. They never stood a chance.
Good job, everyone. Good job, everyone. We gain a little bit of ranks, which is the most important thing on our Owl rank 2 now, veterans, and of course our troopers.
Objective completed.
And we finished one of the objectives on our very first quest finished. Thanks to your efforts, we can sleep safely once more. All squabbling relatives can be returned to their tombs now. You have our gratitude. We shall take that reward. Paragon Prefect. Who treads there in the shadows of my throne, hidden like thieves? Come closer into the light, let me see your faces. Ah, it's you, the ones who claim to have returned through the spatial rift. Tell me, soldier, what was the name and designation of your mission? My name is Lysander Gryphonheart, commanding officer of the VES Frontier. We secured the Ketoni system, deployed through a Type 4 cryosleep mission 197 years ago. That being said, and with all due respect, you better have a bloody good reason to treat us like this. 197 years, 58 days and 20 hours ago, to be precise, the Frontier seemed like a fine ship back then. Congratulations, Commander, you have passed. So it is true. The void storms have subsided. This is an excellent news. I would invite you all to the celebratory dinner, but as you must have noticed, we are barely sustaining ourselves. I do owe you an apology, Commander, though you must understand our situation. When the planet lost contact to Vanguard Central Command, it had no means of supply. Soldiers make for bad farmers, and as rations grew short, tensions within the Vanguard began to boil. They split into different parties, the Emerald, the Ruby and Sapphire squad, while alas only few remained loyal to the Paragon. Since then they have been fighting over food, weapons and resources, laying waste to the planet with experimental Promethean weaponry. They assault anyone and raided all other Paragon command posts. We were desperate, but now, with your arrival and the prospect of rejoining the Union, we can surely put an end to this tragedy.
Objective completed.
Appease the Paragon completed. Diplomacy. Change relation to peace. Reward Paragon Guard and 10 influence. We shall take that. That's a beautiful thing that happened. We have finished our very first quest, and we also gained a new unit, a Paragon Guard. They are bloody beautiful looking units, and as I said, very much to me looks like inspired from the Flash Gordon comics of the olden days. And of course, let's see the notification. Relations will improve with Paragon faction. Okay, we can agree with these changes. Now available trait, a soldier, a god, and reactive shielding. Thank you. Additional, Huey sent a message.
Incoming communication.
Improving your relations with the locals may lead to short-term gain. Sustaining those relations, however, can you trust them? Well, Huey, I can't trust you at the moment. We are neutral. He is neutral towards Sina of the House Timur, and of course with us. No wars as of yet. No Casus Belli, which is good. And our great king Lysander Gryphonheart of the Gryphonheart dynasty has leveled up. Coordinate Strike, a Vanguard hero skill. Mark an enemy unit for your force to focus on. The target is 40% easier to hit until the end of the turn. Against more of these accuracy skills and mods. Not a bad thing if you think about it at the end of a day. Not a bad thing. Watchman. The hero gains Overwatch and all primary ranged attack and has increased 20% accurate with the Overwatch attack. This is actually the thing I will be going immediately. We need an Overwatch beat Binky. If we're gonna ride Binky all the time, we need an Overwatch for the Binky. Iron Discipline. Strong Discipline gives the hero +3 resistance and makes him immune to status and hazard effects. Now, you would think that I actually know what that thing is. the icon, but I honestly have no idea. I'll have to look through the Book of Shadows to actually see that. We do have also a phase shift, but only 3 points, so what we choose now is what we choose now. A global hero skill, counter attack. Melee Overwatch can no longer be cancelled by stagger and will never miss. Interesting, but sadly unneeded. Phase shifting. Hero teleports to target hacks. Very interesting thing, but Iron Discipline is the resistance to the resistance of the resistance. I like resistances of any type. Again, hero +3 resistance and makes him immune to many status and hazard effects. I will take that. 1 skill point left, but nothing to choose with 1. And so the Lysander gains a level. An additional quest can be finished here, and that's exactly what we'll be doing in the next video. I wish you the very best, my friends. And next time, more love, more drugs, and as always, more ever so amazing Age of Wonders Planetfall.